I tell you, Lionel, the libs keep owning themselves. I don't understand why they want to keep owning themselves. We're the ones that are supposed to be owning them because we got to own the libs.
Nah, nah. Let them waste their energy destroying themselves. It gives me more free time to do the things I love.
God damn, it's just so sad just seeing them like encouraging
You know,
violence, encouraging violence on each other because they can't win through elections. We need to get rid of the electoral college. We can't be civil to people that disagree with us.
need to get rid of the electoral college. We need to get rid of due process. We need to get rid of this. We need to get rid of that. We need to get rid of black people because Kanye West visited the White House. I don't fucking know.
All that shit's just like CNN. These three black people saying that this is what happens when Negroes don't read. Like, wow.
Oh yeah. Oh, they did do that, didn't they? They were what was it they were calling him? They were calling him
Minstrel
what
show.
was it?
A minstrel show.
A minstrel show?
Yeah,
You
that's what.
mean, but among other things, I think there was something a little more offensive. They were calling him a house Negro, right?
Mm-hmm. I always
Uh
think.
huh.
I think about this because I remember months back. You remember when Kanye went to TMZ, and
Vaguely.
yeah, I remember like a week before, John Legend was just spot somewhere. Just did a bunch of buzzwords, and TMZ's like, "I like him. He's well read. He knows what he's talking about." And I'm like, and it's around the time John Legend started telling Kanye, "Dude, stop just talking like this." Like, and I was just thinking, John Legend's like, Kanye, you need to stop. Message gonna whip us if you keep getting out of line. Because John Legend is the house Negro.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Well,
look at
now
John
Don.
Legend, I don't want to be so racist, but if you look at John Legend, he doesn't look that black.
Okay, let me tell you something though. Let me tell you something though. When Don Lemon's laughing at Kanye West being a house Negro, I can guarantee you, with the degree that I have, or with the degree that I almost have, that Don Lemon would be the house Negro in the situation in regards to Kanye West, and
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West would be out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Don Lemon is acting like more of a is he wants to be more of a Negro than he is, and that's why he's playing these song and dance with all these fucking people. And
Oh,
I'm
mess
getting
has
so
got me
damn sick and
looking.
tired of
Mess
it
has
because
got me digging.
and I'm getting so damn sick and tired of all this. Because didn't Don Lemon actually? He was one of the few to actually initially reach out and have a conversation with what was perceived to be the other side. I think I remember this. Didn't he do? Wasn't he interviewed by Dave Rubin about the
Ooh.
insane encroachment of progressive leftist politics, which is pretty much the only thing Dave Rubin ever talks about?
Oof. How the
Correct.
times have
Correct
changed.
me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Let me do a search and see if that's true.
Yeah, I think Don Lemon, Dave Rubin. I remember it was one of their. Let's see, Don
Yeah, he
Lemon,
was on
Dave Rubin.
there back 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, Don Lemon, Dave Rubin, and it was on. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. It was it was one of those live stream interview type things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Don Lemon was one of the ones complaining about the mainstream media and how bad things were getting. And now he's just what? He's lined right up with them?
I think Massa took him out back and whipped him a little bit.
Show, he showed him the he he brought him home to Jesus.
How many times do I have to tell you, Toby? You don't go thinking for yourself.
Yeah, no, he inflicted somebody inflicted the fear of God in him, and it's been steadily sucking the life out of his soul for the last couple of
Let me just
years.
say it. Milo Yiannopoulos is more black than Don Lemon will ever be.
Well, I mean, Milo Yiannopoulos has more black inside him than Don Lemon will ever have.
This is true. This is true because that's one thing that always drives me crazy about the libs. They always talk about calling Milo a neo-Nazi. I don't think he could qualify as a neo-Nazi He's a race
Mm-hmm.
mixer. His mother's Jewish. He's
He's
gay.
Greek
He's gay.
and Greek.
Yeah, because there's that little argument of Mediterraneans are really white.
Yeah, no, that's one of the major disputes amongst the white supremacists. Are the Mediterraneans, are the Italians, are the Spaniards, are
Or the
those
Irish.
guys white? Yeah, no, exactly. Are they really of the Aryan lineage?
Hmm.
Which, if we were to actually go by the definitions of what an Aryan lineage is, you'd land
Aryans
somewhere in
were.
fucking India.
Hmm. They're bronze skinned, golden haired, blue eyed demigods, basically, the
I mean,
third right
essentially
portion.
they were. I mean, essentially they were every guy in California.
Hmm.
Bronze skin, golden hair, buff as fuck,
Hmm.
sexy as fuck. I hope not too many of
The
the.
master race.
Well, then again, Pajit features aren't that bad to be honest. Like even the most extreme looking Pajits are, at least
Hmm.
resemble humans.
Yeah.
There I go with my racism.
Well,
Um,
my racism goes further, but whenever people try to say, you remember that bullshit the BBC tried to do with a typical Roman family when Rome was occupying the British Isles? Show all these black,
Oh God, the one where they were doing those little animations
yeah,
of
with the black
the.
Roman soldiers, like, and so people said, and you had these motherfuckers saying, well, Rome conquered North Africa, so it makes sense, or like, North Africans and sub-Saharan Africans are two separate people. It's like saying Indians and Chinese are the same because they're both from Asia.
I can beat that. The BBC has beaten that type of insanity. Are you ready for this? Are you
Go
ready for
ahead.
this? Do you know what this is? You know what I'm about to get into?
Make
I'm
me angry.
about I'm about to get into BBC Pidgin. Do you know what
Oh,
Pidgin is?
Pidgin English is that broken English that black people in Africa speak.
It's well, yes and no. It is a lingua franca, which is essentially a made-up conglomeration of different languages that almost always appears in areas where there are a diverse number of people speaking a diverse variety of languages. Now, Pidgin happens to sound insanely hilarious. It's not something that you can
Dead white boys dead.
necessarily. Yeah, it's not something that can be read or written. It's something that is
It's it's
primarily
pe-
spoken,
it's kind
and
of like
people
how
who
the Jamaicans speak, where they
kind
it's kind of but
I don't have enough information regarding Jamaica's foundations to give
yeah.
a proper observation on that, but I do know that there were other forms of lingua franca that were developed, even here in America, between master and slave, which has influenced
Breaking
how we talk.
news: gay Cuban and core Hispanic streamers outed as racists.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, right?
Jared
But
Hall
yeah,
finds this we're going to be worse than Richard Spencer by the end of the year.
hmm Oh yeah, but here, let me read a headline, for instance. Let's see here. Seedorf put smile for Cameroon fans dia face with 1-0 win for Mfandena. Clarence Seedorf put smile for fans' face as Lions topped the Flames for Malawi for Mfandena Amado. Ahijo Stadium win Chopo Moting way et de play for Paris Saint German fire
Do you
shot
know the
past
way?
goalkeeper Charles Sweeney for Cameroon to win 1-0.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way? With this win, Cameroon remain top of Group B with 7 points. The two teams start the match with the same level of energy, and Cameroon start to put pressure for Malawi with Chopo moting for front. Chopo take your responsibility as captain for the match as forward put smile for the fans their face with the beautiful shot. The Lions play better than for Comoros Island with their struggle for draw 1-1. But if the midfield and defense work better, attack no work fan as not only they shoot straight for goalkeeper Charles Sweeney, a hand for first half. Okay, I can't read any more of this. There's like that was halfway through this fucking article too. You know
God
what? Fuck
damn.
it, I'll get deeper.
No
Even
more,
if
no more.
Malawi no score for first half, they defend their goal well and no concede goal. And only for second half with Chopo, Moting break the Malawi a defense for score the first goal for 62 minutes. For the last part, Lions them show some good combination with Oyongo Bitolo, Chopo Moting, and Zambo Anguissa. Chinese man Christian Basogog no play as he gets small wound, but he go play for Tuesday return match for Malawi for October
God
16th.
damn.
Cameroon now host for 2019 Africa Cup of Nations with 24 teams and on qualifier as host, even if they go still play the qualifier matches.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough, Lionel.
It's literally if Uganda Knuckles made an entire fucking news site. It's so terrific. I actually intend to buy the VR headset and go on as Uganda Knuckles. Like I sort of find some sort of 3D avatar with him with a suit and tie and everything, and just have him walking around reporting the news all day in the voice. I think that would be such an excellent skit to undergo, and anybody listening is free to take that idea and do with it what they please, so long as laughter is garnered and spread through these endeavors. Okay, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I was just like, ugh. All this, they just, we live in a really weird time because I swear every day I become more misogynistic and more racist. I become everything the media said Gamergate was about.
I used to joke about repealing the 19th. That's no longer a joke.
No, I actually agree with that anymore because if you look at how women vote, they're like, well, this guy's more handsome.
I don't know how women vote. I've met varieties of women who vote for different reasons, but
You sometimes get those
I do
thoughts
know
that
that.
they'll vote for people because they're better looking.
Well, what I know is that people who get put into these sorts of minority demographic slots, the media tends to target them in ways that work.
Hmm.
And for some reason, they've allowed themselves to be more easily manipulated. And I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about women, gays, blacks, you name it. Any minority group that the left has invented, the media has targeted for whatever reasons they want to target them for. And it has, if I were going to be cynical, I would say that it's worked in a lot of ways for a very long time. And that it is, I don't know, it's grounds for maybe reevaluating how we do things in terms of elections and who we let vote and why.
Well, also, it's just, you weren't probably watching my streams earlier this week, but I just went up on tirades about these people that want to get rid of electoral college because they can't stand that us stupid hayseeds in the middle of the country have as much as a say as the mouth breathing troglodytes in the city.
The No, and you're exactly right. You're exactly right on that. But what's even funnier is that these people conveniently forget that the electoral college that got us Trump got you, and it got us Bush, and it got you Clinton, and it got you Reagan, and it got you the other Bush, and it got you Jimmy Carter, and it got you. It goes on and on and on. It gives you what you want sometimes, and it gives you what you don't want. It's all a matter of how you fucking react to it.
I know it's just like and it's this bullshit. Like Californians are like, well, don't you think get the popular vote? Like, yeah, let's listen to the 3 million people in California that outlaw drinking straws. You niggas are stupid. Why are we
Oh
gonna
yeah.
listen to motherfuckers that ban drinking straws because you want to combat pollution? Shut the fuck up. I was about to say
Didn't they
Tom.
invent paper drinking straws? as a
Yeah,
workaround to all that.
yeah.
Like, because paper drinking straws, it's fucking paper. You know,
It'll
you use it
dissolve,
and then you
but chances are it'll start breaking down before you're finished with your drink. Because some people are slow drinkers.
do they? Huh?
They
Huh?
might because the whole point is that they break down after a while.
Well, I mean, I know they have like special sorts of polymers and shit that they can cover the paper up with that'll take a longer time to, dissolve, and then once that gets broken through, you finally have the paper that you need. It's sort of like the same shit that they use for carnival food stuff. You know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah,
carnival food shit, like the little paper cups,
yeah,
little paper plates, or oh, even better, an even better example, those recyclable paper plates that are used for barbecues and shit. Well, I mean, that shit manages to hold really wet foods really well. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
eventually take on too much liquid and break apart, but I mean that's like long after you've done anything with it. So I mean they've got the technology to make a paper straw
yeah. But
work. It's just a matter of the fact that straws are still fucking fined in California.
uh-huh. And here's what really sets me off is when you see these knuckle dragging idiots from California, like Los Angeles and such, saying that places that primarily go red, they're full of
Mm-hmm.
empty land. Like, you do realize the food has to come from somewhere, you idiots.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
What would
know.
happen? What would happen if, oh, we got popular vote 1 year later? Where's the food? We're starving. Like,
Well,
and
you
you got,
screwed the farmers. You
yeah,
voted to screw the farmers. You voted
mhm.
against their interests continuously enough to where they can't do anything anymore. And now that they can't do anything, you're stuck with no food.
Or the farmers just like, no more food for y'all. We work hard all year round. You're treating us like shit.
That's That's actually, yeah, no, that's another option. Yeah. Huh.
They, they just don't sell the food to the big corporations in the cities, and it or the because here's the thing about like a civil war, they talk like they would win.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the military would probably defect, join the proper resistance against these motherfuckers, and we would just cut supply lines to the cities and just starve them out.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, you've got a lot of these people who are in the cities who don't have. Well, I mean, there's also the fact that these people who are in the cities, they don't have proper firearms training. In fact, they don't have any firearms at all for the
I know.
most part.
I remember someone said that the far left people, like in the Antifa, they like guns and they know things about guns. They use fucking airsoft guns that look like AK-47s.
They use airsoft guns and shitty 22s from the fucking Walmart. Those don't fucking count as real guns. Those
And
are pea shooters at best.
here's the thing that really makes me suspicious about their love of guns. They always go for the
Mm-hmm.
AK-47. I'm like, wow. If I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to, it was me picking my weapons, I'd have a Walther 2000, WA 2000 for long distance, a Chris Vector for a submachine gun, 1911s, maybe,
I
I don't know.
just I just stick with a quality 22 rifle, not something you get out of a
Yeah.
Walmart.
Well, that's another thing.
Just
They always talk like the AR-15s like some kind of automatic weapon.
no, it's not. It's actually shitty compared to a lot of other guns you could get.
I know.
Hunting rifles are actually ideal for that sort of scenario because they're designed to hunt.
Yeah. Like the
You
Walther
know,
2000.
and shotguns in Doom where it's oh, it's only short range. No, shotguns go very far, very far.
Hmm.
In fact, a lot farther. I think they actually go about as far as an AR-15 and actually still causes more damage than an AR-15.
Well, that's another thing. They always talk about like whenever a shooting happens, they go on this tirade about the AR-15. It's basically a pretty up 22 when you look at it in the grand scheme of things.
It really is. It really is. And I
Where you
never
got
understood why people got so afraid of it. It's
because
because yeah.
it's a scary black gun. Like, wow. Why are you
It
so
looks
racist?
like the guns from the games. It looks like the guns from the games are for evil. Change it. So they change it to a regular 22. That's better. Like
Uh,
it's oh my god.
and they
It's
talk about bump stocks and like, and remember that guy that was supposedly an officer in the military? I was
mm-hmm.
struggling with that guy that people were playing. Put your elbow down because
Oh, I know.
he has his elbow pointed upwards, and that gun's gone all over the place. And talking about fully semi-automatic, which basically means he's going
Or
to
the
pull the trigger faster.
or the fucking morons who are posing with their alleged guns. You know, the Antifa types who are like all posing in their cool little military gear. You know, you got the punk rock tranny with the fucking
Mm-hmm.
wild hair that's definitely going to get caught in something. You got the ones that are with the bright red bandanas that are going to get them spotted a mile fucking away. You know the pictures I'm
Well,
talking
the
about,
hair's
right?
going to get him sniped from a mile away.
Yeah, no, exactly. But what I'm talking about is when they're posing, they have their guns pointed in all manner of directions.
Mm-hmm.
All manner of directions. You're supposed to keep your now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think I remember in Boy Scouts, you're supposed to keep your rifle up
Or down.
or down. I don't think I think up was the preferred one because sometimes down and it's more likely to ricochet. But I
Mm-hmm.
do know that it's supposed to be kept either up or down.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long since I have fired a gun. I used to do it all the time back in Boy Scouts, but now I can't because no money and. Uh. But yeah, no, it's Oh my god, these fucking idiots! Jesus fucking Christ!
Well, I'll
They
top you
they
with
think
that.
they can.
I'll
They
top you
think
on that. Diane Feinstein, you've seen all those videos of her picking up like I don't know what kind of gun, but it's got like a drum magazine in it. She just sweeps the whole room with her finger on the trigger. And I
I
just,
don't remember. I don't recall.
because I know that she's done that before. She picks up these automatic weapons because she's a gun grabber, but and she just sweeps the entire room with it pointing at the people. And
When was this?
I don't remember what she did. This was one of her publicity stunts to try and get rid of guns.
Oh, god damn it, woman. Yeah, that woman's giving me a run for my money in terms of the skeleton theme. Jesus Christ. She literally looks like my avatar with a fucking wig. Jesus Christ.
I don't remember what she did this, but I've seen video of it, and I'm just hoping one of these days when she does this shit, that just goes off.
Nah, it was probably empty or fake from the beginning. I don't
Yeah,
think she would actually be allowed to carry a real gun into whatever urban district she went to proselytize her fear mongering.
and the guy that's running against her, because I don't know if you saw the Razorfist video where he's talking about the Democrats going full socialist, and this guy
They've gone full everything.
I
They've
know
gone full socialist. Gone full,
SJW.
and they've gone full retard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've just gone. They've. You would think that there would be a point between 2016. No, 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 no. You think there would be a point between 2015 and now, where these people would just sit down, take a good, long, hard look at themselves and each other, and
Uh,
just think, "Hey,
I actually have a good
maybe we
going full
what?"
screen for this. I think I got the best answer to what's wrong with the Democrat. I'll touch. I'm going. You remember Principal
Okay.
Skinner when
Principal Skinner,
he's
vaguely.
trying to point apart?
Oh yes, this one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
that's the
No,
modern left. Am I so
it's
out of touch? No, it's the voters who are wrong. I'm
and
smart.
that's an attitude that's not just being taken by the Democrats, but it's being taken by comics. It's being taken by comics
Mhm.
pros. It's being taken by games developers. It's being taken even now by fucking Crunchyroll and all of their paid shills. Jeff
Oh,
Toole, professional cuckbag.
what about Miles, the worst PR guy they have. Who I don't know if you remember this, but months back they had like some LGBT panel at an anime convention. People didn't like it, so they started
I
blocking
remember
people.
hearing about that. Why
It
the fuck do they have an LGBT panel at a convention about anime?
it wasn't just LGBT; it was LGBT plus.
Why were they discussing it? What was there to discuss?
I don't know, but I think I've told you my rants about why I can't follow Crunchyroll on social media, where they
Oh, I can't either. I
because they act
actually,
like lesbians in anime are a brand new thing.
they're acting like gays in anime are a brand new thing. They're acting like homosexuality in general in anime is a brand new thing. Newsflash, it's not. And I have the OVAs to prove it. They're
Hmm.
here on YouTube. Free to watch.
Hmm.
You know, kind of very dark
Well,
shit because this is like 80s, 90s anime. So be
well,
prepared for rape. There's
they
a lot of
probably
that.
don't. They probably don't realize that Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune were full on dating each other.
They were clam munchers. They were yeah, no, they were clam chompers. They were rug munchers. They were carpet grabbers. You know, they were
Yeah. See,
dykes,
here's my issue.
sexy dykes.
Yeah, and here's the thing with my issues with like lesbians in anime. They go to all girls schools. There's no boys their own age around them. And it's almost like they're prison gay.
Yeah, no,
Because
they yeah.
because like if I at least I'm not really a big fan of Shonen Ai, but at least they have the occasional girl that's the same age as one of the characters. So
Fair enough.
so you can see that oh he's actually gay.
Yeah, no. There's this lady with gigantic breasts here, and she's got a crush on him, and yet he can't keep Senpai out of his mind,
Mm-hmm.
even though Senpai just got finished raping his ass, which I still don't understand. I'm still trying to understand that.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't really like about the way gays are represented because you got like the older semi type where they
Well,
basically
it's more because it's not meant to be like gay storytelling at
Mhm.
all. It's meant to be like a fantasy for women to insert. Like this is yaoi is more of a thing for women to engage with. It when females are the target audience, and usually the submissive one, I forgot what the name was, the uke.
okay.
It's usually the one where the woman can put herself in as she's
Mhm.
reading, and you know it's sort of a I want to get dominated,
Yeah.
read this gay shit.
Well,
um
the other day I was on Twitter looking around on Twitter and someone said something about there's someone made some kind of comment about being a femboy trap or something like that or something like yeah and
By femboy trap. Rizzy.
and
I love Rizzy.
and basically some trank got offended and that's transphobic and shoe on head of all fucking people gets what trap is. It's
Oh,
not
that's not
tranny.
Rizzy.
Well, shoe on head replied to this things and that femboys dressing as girls that was the whole point of the meme.
Yeah,
They're supposed to be feminine boys that look so convincing as a girl that they can be a trap.
yeah, no, Rizzy's been getting shit for that too. He's a bi femboy, and he's yeah, a lot of trans people are getting pissed off at him because I don't know, apparently being a trap is transphobic because well, I don't know. I
Let's
guess
be
things are so
honest.
good.
Here's the
I
thing: Blair White is not a trap. She's a tranny.
mm-hmm.
Traps are supposed to be cross dressers. They're
Yeah.
not. They don't identify as a female. They're still male. They just want to be fucking
Yeah.
ass. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I'm doing my impersonation of a cat boy because all cat boys are traps.
Yeah, I was trying to find it because I retweeted Shu saying Shu gets it. Because yeah,
Yeah.
here are femboys who dress and drag no longer allowed to call themselves traps. I'm pretty sure that's the literal definition of the meme.
Oh, I know. I know.
That's
It's
that's just the thing that's driving me fucking crazy. Like The term originates from anime. That's what they because I think in Japan they call them otonotoko or something like that,
Yeah,
which
I
literally
think that.
translates as trap.
Yeah, no, I know, I know. It's crazy, it's insane, and it's batshit, and there's nothing that can be done to change it because these people are going to keep spiraling until they've got nothing left to be offended by. It's modern. It's modern day pure. No, it's not modern day Puritanism. It's the same shit the Christers did back when Bush was president. It's the same shit the prohibitionists did back when I think it was Teddy Roosevelt was president when they were pushing for that shit. It's the new age version of a bunch of moral busybodies getting together to bitch about name a thing.
I don't know. It's just like I try not to let it bother me, but I because I remember once that I was on Reddit because I used to play Avengers Academy, the mobile game, and I made like a little joke saying Tony Stark's probably worried that people are going to find out he's in a trap. So like, here comes some thought telling me that that's a transphobic statement. How dare you? Like, and I'm like, you don't watch much anime, do you? Thought.
Now, here's what you do. Here's what you do. When you say you like a trap and somebody calls you transphobic, just call them homophobic
Mm-hmm.
because traps are gay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't at me.
Because I don't know what it is about traps, but I like them. I'm not sure I'm into men that way, but for some reason they do it for me.
They are appealing. They're designed to be appealing in that way. You
They're
know,
probably better
there's no
girlfriends.
shame in it. There's no shame in it. Do you still like vaginas IRL?
Yep.
Do you like peepees IRL?
Not really.
There you go. There's your fucking answer. It's a fantasy. These characters are drawn specifically to confuse and tantalize the mind at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of been the whole fucking point from the
Well,
start.
also,
Ever
most
since,
traps, most traps are actually voiced by women too. So
I mean, yeah, sometimes. Oh, well, no, yeah, most of the time. Yeah, no, you're right. Holy shit, they are.
that's what makes it more confusing. Like if you've seen Origairu, Hachiman is always feeling confused by Saika because I think
Yeah.
all the males in the school get just swoon over him because he's just so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not gay, but I would hit that.
Speaking of traps, I am in love with Dankula's Discord.
Well, yeah, isn't there like a video of Dankula's explaining that why the fucking trans boy pussy isn't gay?
Yes, and that's okay.
Do you want to
It
suck
is
a trans dick?
so okay.
No, that's gay. I gotta look that up.
Damn, Dankula's got some fine ass traps in his Discord. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. Hachi motherfucking Machi.
Okay, I gotta full screen this because Dankula is our
Hachi
guy.
mama.
Because
Hachi mama. Sorry, okay, what do you want to share?
I gotta full screen this because Dankula doing explaining how traps aren't gay. It's just the best video ever. Although CS Radical is trying to tell me that it is gay because it's a
I
boy.
mean, who cares? Okay, who cares if it's gay? Who cares if it's gay? You like what you see? Then touch your pee-pee. Like, if you like what you see, then touch your pee-pee. What's wrong with that? Unless it's kids, then in that case, kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh god,
okay,
that
yeah.
shit that Jim's talking about with these furries. I am
Don't get me started on that shit. Jesus fucking Christ.
okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. Don't get me started on that fucking shit. I want to. I want to. There are so many things I want to do on account
Okay.
of that. First
Lionel, shut
video
up.
alone.
Shut
What?
up. So I'm gonna play the video because I'm doing full
Oh,
screen.
A trap on the
Ah.
not gay. They really enjoy that, by the way. Letting a trap suck your dick, also not gay. Going balls deep in a trap boy pussy, again, not gay. Sucking a trap's dick, what are you doing, mate? That's fucking gay.
Oh my god,
Yeah, no,
I fucking love
that's
Decula because he's like, because I remember reading Origairu Dojin, where basically Hachiman fucked all the girls in his harem, and he then for the hell he fucked Saika. So
Oh yeah.
Saika who's dressed like a maid.
Oh,
I was
I
like,
know. Yeah.
I don't after like I read that I was like I actually fat to that, and it was a disgusting.
Yeah, well, like here's the thing, like from a like by looking I've actually been doing a lot of research over the summer into homosexuality in the 1900s, partly because I'm working on a related project, but also because I was interested in, whether or not, gayness was even a thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's always pretending that it never was a thing, even though Romans, Greeks, Chinese, Japanese. Anyways, back to the point. I was doing some research, and in the 1900s, it was only considered gay if you took the dick inside you in any
Mm-hmm.
way. You would
So my
be,
argument is correct.
yes, pretty
It's only
much.
gay if you get penetrated.
Exactly. It's only gay if you get penetrated. But at the same time, if you are getting penetrated, for instance, in the context of the early 1900s, I think you can say late 1800s, early 1900s America, you were considered an invert, which means you were considered an inverted sex. And I'll go into what that means later. You were considered an invert if you, A, took it up the ass, and B, didn't hide that fact. You could be open about your sexuality in the 1900s depending on the area that you were in. For the most part, people would tolerate a bottoming gay man so long as they dressed accordingly, which was in that sort of flamboyant, effete manner.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean that they were accepted? No. Does it mean that people, dealt with them as they would a normal human being? No. But they would run less of a likelihood of getting ostracized and completely demonized and split from society if they took on the appearance of how they acted in bed, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, traps were accepted in 1900 society, and gay bottoms who weren't traps were not accepted.
It's kind of funny. We started with politics, and now we're discussing if traps are in fact gay.
Oh yeah, no, and then there was another layer to that, and I'm still not done with this book either. There's another layer to that where if you were on top, then you were. There are examples through diaries and whatnot where men have actually bragged to other men about fucking guys in the ass, which implies that there was less of a social stigma with being the guy who gave it in a homosexual engagement rather than being the guy who received it, which there would be a lot of shame unless you weren't acting like a guy in the traditional sense. It's really wacky shit, and I'm absolutely adoring reading about it. It's really fucking goofy ass shit, but I love it.
But it goes to
So
show that weaves are probably the most accepting of gay shit.
they
Yeah.
are, which is why I'm very confused as to why the fuck there's even an LGBT panel at a Crunchyroll anime conference in the first place.
Yeah.
Everybody who has ever watched anime is aware that there are gay characters in anime, and they don't give a fuck. They don't care because the characters are well done, or they're just not there enough to bother them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for them to try and make an entire panel out of this. What the hell are you going to talk about? Seriously, what the fuck are you going to talk about? What the hell was there to talk about? What were they talking about?
I don't know, but all I can think is that we're expecting. Oh, stunning and brave, stunning and brave.
Like, are they gonna talk about Yuri on Ice for the next 5 hours? Is that
God
what they're
damn
gonna
it!
do? Because that's the only anime with gay people in it. You know, are they gonna talk about perhaps the first Shin Megami Tensei movie, which actually featured a gay character? Are we gonna talk about that? No. Oh yeah, you
Oh, I
don't know that
remember.
exists because you don't watch fucking anime.
No, Crunchyroll's full of normies that don't know shit. Like they put Goblin Slayer as a PG anime.
No, 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 no. The Crunchyroll is not full of normies. They're definitely full of people who watched anime. But let me tell you about this particular demographic of anime. These were the demographics. These were the demographic of teenagers who watched anime because that was the only clique they could get into in high school. They
Mhm.
sucked at everything else. They didn't know how to do Latin. They didn't know how to play sports. They didn't know how to even do fucking chess. So what do? They go to fucking anime club because there's nothing else they can do, and they have absolutely no artistic talent that can allow them to stay into the fucking art club. So they go to the fucking anime club and they watch anime and they discuss anime. And as with all anime clubs, it almost always devolves into shonen shows. And then it just peters out from there. And then they
Yeah.
get to college and then they're just watching the same fucking shit. All the base,
The normie
surface
shit, as I
level
call it.
shit that, yeah, you say that again?
I call that stuff normie shit because it's the stuff that it's like you see on Netflix or in a very like if you go on Hulu, it's their top picks. It's always all these overly mainstream bullshit series that like I don't know if I told you this rant before, but do you
Well,
remember
okay,
when
One
they
Punch
had
Man.
what? Do you remember when they
One
had that?
Punch. Okay.
Do you remember when they had that Negro, that black guy from Star Wars? I can't remember his name. But
No, no, not Jolie Bindo. That's another one. Mace Windu.
no, the one from the She sequels.
I don't know.
Oh,
The boom
go.
boom 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 boom, the boom boom boom. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't care. I never watched any of it.
Anyways, they were making a big deal because well, he likes anime. He's one of us. Like, hey, listen, a bunch of shonen shit. Like, no, he is not one of us. To be one of us, you have to watch something like Monogatari.
Well, I've never seen Monogatari. I just don't know where to start with that because I know there's like Nisei Monogatari, Ina Monogatari, Monogatari this, Monogatari
Well,
that, something Monogatari,
I'm still working through it.
and it just seems like a lot of fucking lolly shit, and I have to be in the mood for that kind of shit, so I'm just kind of
Uh,
pacing myself with
John
that.
Boyega, that's his name. Like, and they act like,
Yeah, Bo Yaga. It was one of those Mbunga names.
and
It was.
he lists a bunch of these like normie shit anime, and they're like, oh, see, he's like just like us. Like, no, he's
I
not.
mean, did he at least? Okay, did he at least mention Boondocks or Afro Samurai?
Let's see if I can find the thing.
If he at least mentioned those two, at least he's into
Oh,
black
okay.
anime.
Clicking on a Nerdist link. God, that's like normie tier nerd shit. Let's see if I'm going to find it. Because it says John Boyega is just obsessed with anime as we are. Like,
Okay,
and
what's the list?
I'm trying to find it.
I need
No,
numbers.
I know. I'm trying to find a list of shit that he likes. God,
I
and they
need
don't.
numbers, boy.
But one was like Naruto and
You
Bleach,
like
and
that chicken, don't you, boy? You're gonna like the taste of the curb as soon as I'm through with you. Anyway, what's the list?
well, one of them was like Naruto, and I'm thinking the other one's Bleach, and like all of it's like this. Okay, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, the original Gundam, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Attack on Titan.
Dragon Ball Z was probably his first love.
Mm-hmm.
With every every black guy who watched anime always started with Dragon Ball Z. It always
Oh,
starts with Dragon Ball Z. It's the demographic of successful black guys who somehow manage to avoid gangster rap and all of its trappings and who go on to live very successful, stable lives because they watched anime and believed in Jesus. Those are my favorite black guys.
Well, also, it's the only way they could see someone that resemble their father, because Goku is the blackest dad in anime.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I got
But
that from
okay,
like,
so it actually is like surface level. It's actually like surface level shit. Okay, because I was about to say, because if you were into like something like the Boondocks or like Afro Samurai or one of the other black or like Black Dynamite or something, I'd say okay. So we got into it through some of the
well, those aren't
black
really.
anime.
Afro Samurai is kind of anime, but like Boondocks and uh, what's the other Afro or Black
Black
Dynamite?
Dynamite.
They're more like done in the anime style because I
Soy.
think Aaron Magruder did them because he's a massive weeb.
Yeah, no, Aaron Magruder is a massive fucking weeb. I love him. I, I'm pretty sure he's low key a hotep. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a hotep. Like the man has always remained consistent about his distrust of the government, even under the Obama administration, and
Yeah,
I've always admired him for maintaining that consistency. Like so, whenever he says something
and
about
for
like
calling out the
Donald
black
Trump being,
community for the shit they do.
yeah,
Because
no, he does.
remember the R. Kelly episode where
I
he's
do.
like, "Turn up the damn music," because
Yeah,
he's just
no.
discussing with all these black people like, "Well, his music's good." Like that's an excuse they make for R. Kelly pissing on that girl, like that underage girl at that. Like, well, his music's good. Like, god
If
damn, you
she
gotta
didn't
have.
want to get pissed on, she would have moved out the way. And then she just fucking says it like, if I didn't want to get pissed on, I moved out the way. Yeah, no, it's the man has always remained consistent in his message, and I think he's doing that Black Jesus show now.
Ugh.
I think that's what he was doing, like where Jesus comes back and he's a black man and hilarity ensues. I haven't been able to catch that because I don't know what it's even on.
It's
Whether it's
on
on BET or whether
it's
it's
on
on some
Adult
kind of
Swim,
other
I
shit.
think. It was on Adult Swim.
Okay, because I know that BET wouldn't accept his ass. Like, after
He's
all the
too
shit he
woke.
said about BET.
He's getting too woke for them. Like that's the thing about black people. If you're getting too woke, pointing out all the problems with your community, they don't want anything to do with you.
Well, I mean, that's how it is with all the minority communities here in the West. You know, with the gay community, with the fucking Native Americans, with the black community, you name it. If you
Mm-hmm.
strive to criticize the community for what shit it pulls, then you're going to be labeled with a whole bunch of buzzwords and thrown out. You
Well,
know, it happened
I
to
mean,
me
last week
when
was
I was.
Columbus Day, or was it earlier this week? And so we got called Indigenous Peoples Day. Like they're not that indigenous.
I
They migrate here just like everyone else. They're just here.
Yeah, it's not. I think if they're gonna change Columbus Day, they should change it to the monk who ended all of the slaughter in the South Americas.
Or just if they want to have a day for the indigenous people, do it on different dates. Don't take it from. Here's my stance on Columbus. Yeah, he did fucked up shit. It was also the 15th century. You can't expect our modern standards to be applied to someone that lived that far back.
Yeah,
Because my favorite historical figure is Nobunaga fucking Oda. Guess what he did? He burned down temples, massacred a village, and called himself the Demon King of Sixth Hell.
he fucking owned it.
Yeah, he decided I'm going to be the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Stop expecting all the people that did things in the past to be these choir boy saints. The saints didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a fucking reason why Japan's made so much media about Nobunaga and not Hongonji Kenyo, who was like a pacifist monk.
Yeah.
Because he got fucked
Oh,
over big time by Nobunaga.
I'm not familiar with enough of Japanese history to know that. I'd never
Yeah.
had the opportunity to take a class on it. The
Well,
closest thing to Asian studies that I had was Asian art history, and
well,
while that in and of itself was fascinating, I only learned very little about the history
yeah.
itself.
Well,
I've always wanted to dig into it.
I play a lot of Samurai Warriors games. That's how I learn a lot of my shit.
Oh, I love those. The Dynasty Warriors and the Warriors Orochi thing.
Samurai Warriors too. Samurai
Yeah, but
Warriors.
that's like it's all part of the same sort of
Yeah,
cluster of games. There's the
yeah.
Dynasty Warriors, there's the Samurai Warriors, and then there's the Warriors Orochi,
The
which
most
is like
ambitious
merging
crossover
the
event in video game history.
yeah, the biggest literally. Like I played Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate and
Oh,
it's
I
like
have that.
yeah, no, it's insane fucking roster. And it even has like Ryu Hayabusa and shit and I'm like, "Oh
Well,
yeah."
it's because Tecmo got bought by Koei or something like that.
I don't care. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I fucking love it. I
yeah.
am not complaining. You know, fucking Ryu Hayabusa, and I
And they
think
have
there was
Joan
like,
of Arc.
and they had like their version of Joan of Arc and fucking Achilles and shit. It's
And
glorious.
Susanoo Oh, and
Yep,
uh,
and two different versions of Neja.
I
And
can't
it's
remember that one Taoist character, one with a fishing pole weapon.
him, the fat one, right?
No,
No, not the
not.
fat one.
I gotta look. I gotta.
I can actually pull up the fucking. I can pull up. I think I still have the game on my Xbox. Hold on. I can
Yeah.
actually look it up. Let's see. Because there's just such an insane
And Shootin' Doji.
roster.
Don't forget, they had Shootin' Doji in the game.
Yeah, shooting Doji.
But I'm trying to find it because it's been a while since I played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. I keep it for because I don't want to have to work through.
I always want to say Taichi's sub, but that's not him. That's the guy with the two rods.
Yeah, no, not him. But there's like, and like when I'm playing through this game, I'm seeing like there's characters
Tai
missing, and
Gong
then I look
Wang.
through how to get the characters, and I'm like, oh wow, you've had to have played all the games before to even know how to get these characters in this game.
The character I was thinking of was Tai Gong Wang.
Tai Gong Wong. Oh, okay.
I just like the way he looks because he's like a
Okay.
part of Chinese mythology. That's what I love. That's one thing that pisses me off as a person who likes mythologies. We always go to the Greek stuff all the time. Like China
Mm-hmm.
and Japan have some great pantheons. Like
Oh yeah.
I was watching the Kumite a few weeks back, and they didn't understand why Goku's become a god in Dragon Ball. If you're
Yeah.
familiar with the Monkey King mythology, because Dragon Ball began as a parody of the Journey West.
Yeah.
In the story, eventually Goku meets Indra, who's like a Asian god of a martial arts who makes him a god.
Yeah.
Because it's the same god that made Guan Yu a god,
Mm-hmm.
the god of war, to be exact.
Yes, I'm familiar with that much.
Because the thing is Indra who did that. But if you're familiar with that shit, it doesn't really
So much.
surprise you that Goku becomes a god. It's like, falls into the mythology.
Yeah. By the way, when are we cutting this off?
I don't know. We'll just go until we run out of something to talk about.
Okay, because I need to put a cutoff point at 11. I've got some things to do, or
Okay.
11 my time.
So that'd be in like 44 minutes.
Yeah,
Or
pretty
40,
much.
48 minutes. That works for
Yeah,
me.
pretty much. All right.
It just.
Oh,
Let's
did
try
you
to get.
get what I tagged you in on Twitter?
Let's,
New JoJo.
oh, yeah.
JoJo Part 5.
I haven't
Opening
watched.
theme by fucking Coda, the guys who did Bloody Stream.
I I just haven't. Don't really get into JoJo because I always. Like, you've heard me
You
say it
don't get
basically.
into JoJo?
I couldn't get. I read the manga up to a Dio becomes a vampire. And he's just like that mustache twirling kind of evil.
Oh god, no. Okay, dude, you're oh my god. Okay. Yes, part 1 and finishing up part 1 is a fucking slog. Part 2 is insanely awesome. Part 3 is a fun slog. And then part 4 is insanely. Part 5, which is being animated now, is insanely awesome. Dude, you oh my god. Oh god, no, you cannot base the entire series off of just part 1. Part 1 is the weakest fucking link of the entire series. Even the author's like, one. It's my
Yeah,
least favorite. But dude, you've got to get through part 1. You're right at the end of it too. You're right at the end of it, and
yeah.
it's gonna meld into part 2. Part 2 is the greatest arc of JoJo.
Yeah.
Fight me, anybody who's listening. Fucking fight me on this. Part 2 is the greatest part of JoJo. You've got to you've got to finish it. You've got to finish it. You will fall in love with it. Trust me.
Because I get
You will fall in love with
because the
it.
part that makes it hard for me to really like is because Dio decides I'm gonna kill JoJo's dog because he punched me for kissing his girlfriend. It's
Yeah,
like
you cut out. You
all
completely cut out.
the part of JoJo I really couldn't stand is how Dio's like this so impossibly evil character. He decides to kill JoJo's dog because he punched him for kissing his girlfriend.
Yes.
He's like a sociopath that doesn't understand why it happened to him.
Yes. Yeah, no, dude, you just accept it and move on. The parts get so much better after that.
All right,
Trust me.
I'll try and give it another chance. It's just like
Just finish part 1 and it'll zip straight into part 2. Part 2 you will love every fucking minute of. It doesn't have Dio. It actually has villains you can fucking respect. Part 3, it has Dio again, but Dio's mostly in the background while better villains take the front. And then there was part 4 in which, Dio's dead now, so yeah, no, which is just has one of the most relatable villains in all of fucking.
Yeah. I probably won't do it this season because my season's getting pretty full. Because I'm watching Index and
Index is God, why you gotta keep watching that shit,
because I
man?
like Index.
Like,
the guy punches women.
Nah, you can do better. You can do better. You can do better.
And I'm watching
You can do
Conception.
better.
Also, I watched the first 2 seasons. At this point, I'm kind of
Much
invested.
better than Index. You could do JoJo right now.
No,
You could do JoJo right now, man. Come
I
on.
waited 3 fucking years for this, so don't ruin this for me.
Wait, 3 fucking years for
It's
Index to continue?
well, you know how studios work in Japan. They don't sell enough DVDs. They're not going to continue. So
Oh, fuck, that's right. Yeah, fans get screwed in the West because Japan sucks and they wonder why we pirate shit.
yeah. Also, I'm watching
Yeah,
My
no,
Sister,
fuck
My
'em.
Writer, and
Oh, come
I
on.
like that kind of stuff. Stop judging me.
I'm judging heavily. I am judging. I am judging. I am
I'm
judging
also
heavily.
I'm watching the one with the Bunny Senpai because the main character is just a smart ass. Because there's this girl that's dating his best friend. Let me tell you about this.
Okay, in JoJo part
I'll watch it sometime.
smartass, but he's a clever smartass who
I'll
does.
watch it sometime, okay? Just not right now. I'm trying to work
The
through my
nigga
heart.
blows up a whole volcano, man. You don't know what you're missing.
Let me finish watching the Monogatari series. I'm on a roll right now.
Okay, fine. I'll leave it. I'll hush up about it. I will give it until next season, but then I am endlessly nagging you. You can block me all you want. I will make new accounts and I will continue to nag you until the day you
You know
fucking
I
die.
can't do that, Jim. You
I
know I
can
can't do
collude.
that, Lionel.
I can collude with Brockus to have this shit to continuously nag you until the day you die, until you start watching
Better
JoJo.
people than you have tried nagging me to finish stuff.
The what?
Better people have tried nagging me to finish stuff. One of my mutuals, known as Hasiel or Eichel Sky, he's always trying to get me to watch Familiar Zero, and I just won't do it because I hate Louise. She's the worst tsundere ever.
Okay, what you cut out completely. I
God, again?
Yes, you've been. Yeah,
For fuck's sake, like
yeah. It's been. Yeah, no, it's yeah.
I'm going to have to
It's
figure out how to
yes.
use. use Discord and Streamlabs so we can do this, but without all this stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Discord's not going to be much better. I'd have to chime in like it's a fucking radio call every
I don't know.
single time, and that just creates problems in and of itself. Internet's kind of shit right now if you didn't fucking guess.
Yeah.
Facebook just purged so many fucking accounts on it. I'm amazed my account's still standing after all the times it's been banned. But yeah,
They can purge my account because I don't really like Facebook anymore. Like, mostly use Twitter these days.
yeah.
I would
But
use
yeah, no,
I
it's
would use Gab more, but it's like I say, it's basically boomer Twitter because a bunch of these people, old people that got kicked off of Twitter, they had to go somewhere.
yeah, it's gonna take some extreme moves on Twitter's behalf to get everybody to get to Gab, and after that, we still have to wait until Gab gets an app together.
Well, they got an
But
app. You just gotta go to the website mobilely and you
you
can
got to
download.
go to the website. You got to get 100 different Tor networks. You got to get the special blocky thing. You got to jailbreak your iPhone. And then you got to figure out how to manually download shit like an actual fucking computer major just to get the fucking thing going. No thanks.
I know
No fucking
that's the thing
thanks.
I hate because here's the thing people don't understand. They keep calling Gab alt right Twitter. Where the fuck did you think these people were going to go? That they were just going to get the internet completely because it got banned from Twitter?
No, they're going to find a way to communicate, and you're going to bitch about where they're communicating. This happened with Discord. Discord didn't give a shit, so they stopped complaining. No, they're still complaining.
It's like these people don't understand. People aren't going to stop being racist because you said, shame on you. Like they
Oh,
always
I know.
talk about that Charlottesville bullshit, calling it a white supremacist rally. It didn't start as one. It's just people that didn't want the statues being torn down because you gotta keep the bad history with the good. You can't just get rid of it because it hurts these black people's feelings to know that their ancestors were slaves. Well, they don't waste any time beating us over the head every fucking day, bringing up the fact their ancestors were slaves.
Oh yeah, no, if a statue is your biggest fucking problem in existence, you may want to reconsider your priorities. Like if that statue is troubling you so fucking much, then you really might want to reconsider your priorities. Can't tell you how many times I've seen a fucking communist poster or some kind of shit with Che Guevara on it, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, that dumbass really doesn't know what the fuck this guy did, does he?
I
And
know,
then
and
I just move on with
that's
my day.
here's the thing that really pisses me off. Like these people talk about the South and like they're the worst people that ever exist. The Southern generals actually fought with some concern for the civilians. Northern
Oh
generals,
yeah.
they didn't give a fuck. They just murdered, raped, and killed anyone that got in their fucking way.
Yep. Oh, I know. I know. It's
That's
it is what it is.
it's
It's
that point
it's
where I'm just like, but you don't care because they were on your side.
oh, I know. I know. It's the same shit we did when it's the same shit we did when Turkey engaged in the Armenian genocide. It's the same thing we did when the communist Russia decided to kill just everyone. We didn't say anything
Oh, that's
because they
another
were our
thing.
allies.
Remember when Sargon went to California and he told that communist, "No one cares what you think. You're a fucking communist." And there's a well, with understand the population rose by I don't know how many he said, like gee, it's almost like killing off most of
The
your
what?
population. You can go up. You can only go up if you kill a few million people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
That's the thing that because
But
I
it is
remember
what
during
it
the
is.
election because I got tired of people always saying Trump is the next Hitler. I just started
Mm-hmm.
saying Hillary's the next Stalin because she would
Yeah.
disappear people that she didn't like.
Oh, I know. It the most exhausting years of my life. And boy, am I absolutely glad to have an opportunity in 2020 to piss it all away.
Yeah, I figured that's what's going on. You're getting ready to make a piss joke.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, excuse me while I mute.
Jesus Christ. All this shit with past years just making me hate people more and more. Big shock. Bannerus hates people. I actually used to like people. I hate them now. I really, really hate people. I really hate people. Because to go back to what
Chalk that up to 3.
to go back to what I was saying, like about black people beating us over the head with the slavery bullshit. I remember some black woman that's like a politician saying that talking about 12 years of slavery that it talks about a time when white people want to pretend never happened. It's not that we don't want to acknowledge that it never happened. We're just tired of you bringing it up every fucking day.
They do nothing. We do nothing but acknowledge that it happened. We do nothing but pay in reparations for what happened. We do nothing but make disclaimers constantly about what happened whenever we're talking about this fucking period. We never shut fucking happening. The only reason these fucking what would be a good term? These dindus. The only reason these dindus like to say that white people pretend it never happened is because they never went to a fucking history class. They never bothered to watch a history documentary. They never bothered to read a fucking book, and that's why they think nobody ever talks about it, because they never bothered to engage in the shit where people are fucking talking about it, because that would require effort, you know?
Well, we're
Reading a
talking about
book.
a group of people that believe that they're the descendants of Kangs and Quains. That believe
Oh,
that
I know.
Egyptians were black.
Yes, listen to the fucking chemists who dress up in fake Egyptian garb and tell you that you are descended from Egyptians, even though even the Egyptians thought that their ancestors were
White.
pee-pee washers at the most. It's it, it's so funny to watch these people complain about how this is a history that's never talked about. No, it's a history that's always talked about. You just never bothered to talk about it with us because you never bothered to go to class. You never bothered to read a book. You never bothered to change the channel from BET to the History Channel back when the History Channel was actually still talking about history.
Well,
And you
here's
never
a bit
bothered to do anything with yourself.
Here's what I always think about. You know how there's always that one black person in these black families that actually got an education? He's probably got that Afrocentrist relative. He's like, Tyrone, you are the most stupid motherfucker I know. You you didn't even finish school. You decided to drop out of the 3rd grade to sell crack on the corner. And we're supposed to listen to you?
Well, I mean, even amongst the educated ones, you get an entire cloister of the ones who end up going into Africana studies, which is essentially half a history major and half a not even half a history major. It's like a fifth of a history major, a fifth of an education major, and a fifth of a literature major, and a fifth of a major in English, probably. It's not even. It's a half-assed conglomeration of a bunch of majors that turns into a bullshit major that you can use to get a job anywhere because they need those diversity points. They need something to put on the paper so that way they can make themselves look good. And then a guy who actually knows how to get the job done gets screwed out of said job because they had to put a fucking Kang in the roster.
Well, here's another thing. Here's what I find funny. Black people always try to get away from this idea that they're all rapists, murderers, and thieves. And what group of Europeans did they claim were black? The Vikings. The one group of people that went through Europe raping, murdering, and stealing everything that was and wasn't nailed down.
Well, it's not just that; it's the whole school of Afrocentrism in general. The very school of Afrocentric thinking was started in, I think, the late '60s, early '70s, spearheaded by people like Martin Bernal, who started the whole Black Athena debate. And the entire school relies on it relies on them taking history from everywhere else, pretending that it was theirs all along.
I know that.
What is that? What is that called? I think there's a word for it. Is it stealing?
I think that's called cultural appropriation.
Oh, that's an even better. Oh, that's an even better term. That's an even better term. And it
Stop
just
appropriating my culture.
well, I mean, it's so. I don't know. I don't want to use the word ironic. I don't want to use that word. I'm tired of using that word. What about it's so emblematic of how these people have acted for the last few decades. Yeah, a few decades. I'd say a few decades because there was a point when they were still at least, even when they were repressed, they were at least trying to do something good for themselves and for each other. And you know what? I really hate being this way. I have to say, I really hate. I hate that my opinion of African Americans has gone down so much in the last
I've
few years.
past few years, I've gone full more and more misogynistic. I actually hate women now.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to racial matters, I've become Clan of Dusty.
Oh, I know. I know. It's. I don't like being this way because it's. I know for a fact that there are good people who exist regardless of race, regardless of sex, regardless of class, political affiliation, you name it. But at the same time, the more and more that I interact with the representative morons, it takes down my opinion of them as a whole. And I hate that. And I have to constantly fucking tell myself that no, these are not representative of the majority of that particular demographic. They're
Sadly,
representative of quite a few of them. They're representative of quite a lot of them, but they're not representative of all of them. And I've always found myself having to keep telling myself that just so I don't go insane. And it's ironic. This all started when I first got into college. In college is supposed to be this place where you engage, become more worldly, more conscientious, and more open-minded. I've become more nationalistic. I've become more narrow-minded, and I've become more abrasive
well,
in my years here because these people have tried to force onto me this ideology of diversity time and time again.
Well, like a month back on one of the discords I'm on, I got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore because there was one person who's kind of like a really far left wing person. And he was around when John McCain finally died and the world got saved a little bit more. And he's crying about how the only person that would stand to Trump is now God. Like, and I just lost it because this guy's anti-Trump all the time. Like, don't mourn this motherfucker. He wanted to skin every fucking war around the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
Oh, I know.
And I was told, it's good that you have an opinion, but too soon. Like, no, there's never a time too soon. This motherfucker decided to stay in office even though he was dying.
Well, I mean, it's no different from every other politician who's staying in those offices. I can think of Ruth Bader Ginsburg as a primary example, which
I can't wait for her to die and Donald Trump just replaces her with the most far right judge he can find.
Ruth, baby Ruth Ginsburg. I want you to listen to what I'm going to say right now. Jesus is calling. All you got to do is pick up the phone. That's all you got to do. Just pick up the phone. Just pick up the phone. It's right there. Jesus is calling you. He wants you to go home. He wants you to go home. You're pushing yourself. Your neck's getting lower and lower and lower as each day goes by. You can barely reach what I'm guessing you're going to call it the machine. You're not even that much taller than the desk at this point. Give yourself a rest. Give yourself a rest. Go retire in Florida. Enjoy the summer air.
It's just in this debate, because this guy believes that we need to be globalistic and nationalism is really bad. Like, and I'm thinking on it now, like, isn't that how fucking World War I, World War II started? All these motherfucking trees all over the world. Oh, this guy
What do
attacked
you
this.
mean, globalist? No, no.
Well,
It's more like the globalist ideology kind of spawned sort of as a response to World War II, in spite of what happened. It
but having all these treaties kind of
The difference between those treaties and the modern treaties is that those treaties were made between countries as individual countries, whereas the treaties that we're doing nowadays are sort of all-encompassing treaties that unify entire groups. So whereas instead of, like, maybe back then Germany would be with this country and America would be with this country, and if those two countries happen to clash in any way, shape, or form, then they would have to go in. The treaties now kind of encompass a bunch of different countries and then a bunch of other countries, so that way nobody can really go against each other in terms of military conflict unless they want to risk sanctions, which is how the new order has been kind of relying on for the last couple of years,
if, another
at least
thing.
until the EU has. Yeah.
Another thing I can't stand is how they keep calling George Soros a philanthropist. Philanthropy basically suggests that he's doing good things. This motherfucker's trying to start civil wars all over the world.
He doesn't realize that. They don't realize that. They think that what he is doing, like these exact actions that he's doing, these things that he's engaging in, is philanthropy. It's it's how the definitions change depending on where you stand politically. One man's cruelty is another man's,
Yeah. I
salvation.
didn't know much about him until like middle of Obama's second term, and I start learning more about who this guy is, and then I learned more about how he got his wealth and all that. Like, how
Oh,
does
I
anyone
know.
trust him? He sold out his own people during World War II for was it 12 pieces of silver is what they say in the Bible.
Uh, yeah, I guess I don't know. I want to get more well read in the Bible, but I want to get a proper version of it first.
You mean
I don't
one that doesn't
exactly.
the one that doesn't refer to the Jews as the chosen people?
No, I was talking about more about the New Jerusalem Testament or the New
Ah,
Jerusalem Bible. It's apparently the most accurate translation that was suggested to me, with the most complete sort of with the most complete notes that surround it, to help elaborate on what certain things could mean or reference to. It's a book that I've always wanted to get a hold of. I just haven't had the money or time to
yeah.
dig into it because I have such a huge backlog of books that I already need to start hitting at once I get out of fucking college.
Another thing that I should want to kind of talk about is basically how when Trump got elected, people kept saying he's the most unqualified person for the job. When Justin fucking Trudeau was Prime Minister of Canada, the guy was a professional tourist, a substitute drama teacher, and a part-time ski instructor before he's Prime Minister. And I don't want to hear how his alleged father, because he looks a lot, doesn't look anything like his father, was
Mm-hmm.
Prime Minister. That doesn't. That's like saying Michelle Obama's qualified to be president because
Oh,
she's the
I
first
know.
lady.
Oh, I know. It's well, I think actually it was Short Fat Utaku who did a really good video on this, and I
Yeah.
know how we feel about him now. I get the whole thing about him now, and I don't like that he's trying to get into all this drama bullshit. I really think he should just stick to Canadian
Well,
politics and things.
what I don't like about him is he's that guy who sees Sargon's epeen and he's clinging to it because he wants to be famous like Sargon is.
Oh, I know, but
That's why I always point out that when I stream with people, it's got to be someone I get along with on a friendly basis where I can have a fun conversation with them.
without wanting to strangle them live on air. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
understand that. But the thing about Short Fat Otaku, he did some really good videos on
yeah.
the political situation in Canada, and how everybody just kind of picked him because he was
He was the other
the
guy.
yeah, what?
He was the other guy. He wasn't Harper.
Yeah, he was the only guy that they saw. You know what? Let's just make it a Trudeau. Fuck it. It was just a matter of they didn't have anybody else who could properly, who exudes, the aura of a prime minister. So they just kind of picked him because he seemed, oh, he shouldn't do too bad, right? Right?
And
Right?
he's made Canada a bigger joke than it already was.
Yeah. Thank God companies like DE exist, though. I swear to God, those guys have made Canadians look 100 times better in my eyes.
Well, I remember hearing like the stereotypes we have for Canadians. They're only like from like the eastern part of Canada. Western half is like pretty much like how Texas is different than the rest of America.
Yeah. No, it's like Canada's like basically two different countries. It's just a matter of waiting until the inevitable split occurs, and then
You have
everything
the
goes to
overly
shit.
polite people on eastern Canada say stuff like sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
got the ones that live in the real Canada, like sort of like America, where you got the coast where we got all these hipster motherfuckers saying, "Oh, you stupid rednecks shouldn't be able to vote because we're smarter than you. We got the education."
Sacre bleu, you do not speak two Englishes and you do not speak Quebecois. What are you doing here in the voting booth, sir?
I
That's
just,
how I imagine
yeah,
Quebecois sound like.
yeah. I just get to the point
I
where
don't know how the fuck they sound like. I just assume that they all look like whatever the hell Ubisoft headquarters looks like.
I just get to this point anymore when I see someone say that places like where I live are just empty land. Like, all right, you motherfuckers, you're really
Yeah.
and and you know that they wouldn't dare live out somewhere like where I live because they're afraid some guy, the big son of a bitch named Tex, is gonna just deck them out after they keep talking shit about how Tex is a retard.
Oh, I know, I know. Yeah, but Texas is kind of bluing over, ain't it?
Not really.
No, because I thought you got all those
That's wishful
Californians
thinking.
coming in, and then you got all the Mexicans coming up.
That's wishful thinking on their part because I think at the rate they're going because it is kind of what I want to talk about the libs owning themselves is that some people are just got so disgusted with the Kavanaugh bullshit that they're starting to leave the Democrats because they don't care about doing right or wrong. It's about them holding power.
Oh, I know. Oh yeah. Well, here's the funniest thing about all this. In my state, you've been hearing about all the Phil Bredesen shit, right?
Which state?
Tennessee.
Not really. And
Okay. Well, in my state, our I think, fuck, I forgot. He a senator. He a governor. I really shouldn't have fallen asleep during political science. God damn. Okay. Uh, Phil, he's currently in the middle. Yeah, governor of Tennessee, and he's currently pushing for. Let's see here. Trying to become the senator of Tennessee. Yeah, Phil Bredesen's trying to become the senator of Tennessee, and we all pretty much are fed up with his fucking ass. And the funniest thing about all this is that you got two things that recently happened. You had Project Veritas exposing him as a lying sack of shit who pretended to support Kavanaugh, even though he really doesn't, for the sake of free votes.
mhm.
And then you had the fact that Taylor Swift endorsed him, and his approval rating dropped by 15 points.
Let me tell you a little thing about Colorado's politics right now.
Uh-huh.
We're having our governor race right now. We got two choices: a Bush cousin
Oh
or
God.
Jared Polis, who's this faggy kind of socialist. He wants to basically do socialized medicine in Colorado. He doesn't realize it's going to cost a lot more money than he thinks. And they keep
Oh.
talking about how he's a business owner. Like I'm thinking more and more that I hear that he was a silent partner in the businesses he was owner of.
Yeah.
Good. And then it's not my district, but there's a congressional race, and there's this guy who claims he was like an army ranger, and he's like a really lefty, like that wants to get rid of gun rights and shit like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if any guy that was like a Army Ranger came back being liberal. Usually,
Oh
people that go
yeah.
into the military come out like further right.
He said he was an Army Ranger.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look up what that means because there's a lot of different there's a lot of different words there. Let's take a look at this. Army Ranger. What is an Army Ranger? The United States Army Ranger, let's see. Okay, so it's been used unofficially in a military context. What do the Rangers do? Okay. One of the toughest courses for which a soldier can volunteer. These are the guys who lead and they need rigorous training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, these are. Huh. That's interesting. So he's an Army Ranger who wants to take away our guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, no.
Yeah. And he tries to. And here's one of the red flags. He defended someone that was embezzling money from a VA hospital because he's like one of those
Oh,
shyster
that's a smart
lawyers.
decision.
And
Oh, that's a smart decision.
so other veterans just fucking hate this guy.
I wonder if he actually did any work, saw any combat. That's what I'm curious about.
Well, he's talk like he's
Those are some.
one of the recent ads says that he did 2 tours in Afghanistan. Like,
That doesn't mean
yeah,
anything. Doing actual tour, I think there's though I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked into it. I need to look into it more.
yeah, just
I could be wrong, and anybody is free to fucking correct me on this. Make me look like a dumbass if I'm wrong.
I gotta show you what this one thing that's running for like the attorney general looks like. Because
Oh
he's like
God.
he looks like a fucking soy boy. He's like this cringy fuck that. Here's the thing: he wants to be attorney general, and he's never really practiced law. The guy who was running against him,
I
actually,
would rather vote for Harvey Birdman.
and the guy who's running against him has actually worked as a lawyer. This guy's like a law school teacher. He wants to be a attorney general. He talks about how he's getting ideas from Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. And,
People who've never worked in their fucking lives.
well, thing is, they're disbarred. They can't practice law anymore because they fucked up somehow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus Christ. Okay,
that's
and
just,
this is the Army Ranger guy too?
no, that's the Army Ranger
Different
guy is
guy?
Jason Crow. But the guy I'm talking about is this soy boy faggot named Phil Weiser. He's like, oh, you've heard about how Texas has basically a big boss with Metal Gear Solid running for office. Like, why can't we get someone cool like that?
Wait, Texas has a Metal Gear Solid running for office?
Yes.
He's got a fuck. There's a snake running for office.
Yeah, he has a fucking eye patch. He was like in the military.
Okay, you gotta screen share a picture of this guy. I gotta see this shit. This is gonna be funny. This is gonna be fucking hilarious.
I found him. He looks like Big Boss. He's like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure yeah, okay. That's the guy.
yeah.
And this is the guy who wants to take away
No,
Texas's.
no,
No?
no, that's not the guy. That's a guy. I heard about him from like AP and Ghastly, but he looks like he could be a super villain or something like that. But let me see if I can show you.
Yeah,
Guy,
show me a picture of Jason Crow.
he doesn't look like he's so.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's an Army Ranger?
I know.
That's the guy who was an Army Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. 2 tours in Afghanistan. That means he was that was early 2000s, I think. Late 90s, early 2000s. I could be wrong. I really need to brush up.
Early to late 2000s.
Yeah, early to late 2000. Okay, so that means yeah, I really want to know the details of those tours. I really want to know the details of those tours.
See, this is the guy that's running for attorney general here. Look at all that.
I'm actually gonna dig into this a little bit. I want to dig into this. Let's see.
And here's the guy that's ready for attorney general. Look at all that soy that's just oozing off of him.
Hey, habeas corpus, Harvey attorney. God, we need a guy to run for attorney general. That's just Harvey Birdman. I've been watching clips of that. Not even clips. I've been watching full episodes of that show that I found on YouTube. And Jesus Christ, we need Harvey Birdman for attorney general. Because they're like coming out with a new show for that, right? It's Harvey Birdman, Attorney General. Okay, let's see. God damn it, Internet.
Yeah, this is the guy that's running against Soy Boy. He's actually worked as a prosecutor and state, and he's been like sheriffs and whatnot approve of him. He was also like a military lawyer or something like that. Like,
let's see. Jason Crow and okay, what's his name again?
for what?
The guy who the guy who's trying to the Army Ranger who's trying to take your gun.
Oh, Jason Crow for Congress.
So Jason Crow. Let's see here. Okay, Jason Crow, Texas.
No, I'm in Colorado. This is who's running for office here. The guy in Texas, I don't know much about him because I forgot his name, but he's pretty popular with some of these right-wing anime people I know on Twitter.
Okay, I found him. Okay, Jason Crow for Congress.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, yeah, no, that's a lot of bullshit. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I wonder if we can dig into the... Okay, yeah, all this bullshit. He served in the Army's storied 82nd Airborne Division. Okay, let's see here. Okay. 82nd Airborne Division and post 9/11 activities. Let's see what that brings up. Joint forcible entry observation. Let's see here.
You want to find out? You're trying to find out how valid his credentials are, huh?
Yeah, I want to see what kind of tours he did. I don't care. Okay, fine, whatever. Don't put me up. Jesus Christ, these fucking pop-ups. Okay. Okay, with an 18-hour forcible entry parachute assault objectives for follow-on military operations in sort of U.S. national interests. The mission of the reorganized Modular 82nd remained the same. There at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, provided the ability to begin executed as strategic airborne. Let's see. Okay, so that's valid. They're the largest parachute force in the free world. They're trained to deploy anywhere, anytime. Okay, fight from arrival and to win. Oh, from cook to computer operator, from infantryman to engineer. I wonder if we can... Trying to figure out if we can figure... let's see. Let's go back to the main page. Okay. 75th Ranger Regiment serving 2 additional tours. Okay, so he did a tour in the 82nd Airborne Division, and then he did the 75th Ranger Regiment serving 2 additional tours in Afghanistan, Pakistan border, and achieved the rank of captain. Okay.
Let's
see.
You can kind of see where I'm having my issues.
Border operations.
You can kind of see where my issues are. Is basically that he just came out super left. Like, how's that even happen in our military?
Opportunism. I mean, you've seen people like, you've seen people like that.
The guy who couldn't even fire a gun right on CNN.
No, I was talking about the tranny. The
Oh,
one who leaked all the shit.
Chelsea Manning.
Yeah, Manning. But Manning was a squeamish piece of shit from the start. There's stories from his own squad mates talking about how awful he was even in training.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a matter of that, because I mean he made it to captain, which where does captain fall? Becoming a captain in the army, which I'm assuming is the captain's duty in the army. Now, of course, that could be wrong. Let's see here. No, U.S. Army. So that's
It's above lieutenant, just below major.
Let's see. The Army is a land-based branch. Okay, whatever.
Captain falls
Officer.
between first lieutenant and major.
Yeah. I'm more concerned about the duties itself. So, yeah, no. Broad company responsibilities. Okay. More than one path to being an Army captain. You can apply to officer candidate school after enlisting in the Army and just become a captain like that. But once again, the training is incredibly difficult, so...
Yeah. I kind of want to go back to that soy boy that wants to be the attorney general.
Yeah, all of his... I would have to do, like... This would require weeks of digging into shit, and I just don't have the... Like, I would like to dig in more and see if... to see why the hell he is a Navy veteran or an Army veteran who's pushing for gun reform. Something doesn't scratch right with that, but I can't.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to believe that someone's in like a specialized branch of the military wants to take away guns and came back like super left. Because usually people who go into the military, most of them go further right.
Because, I mean, the military doesn't just do combat stuff. They also do humanitarian aid operations, and they do a lot of work in rebuilding certain areas. So
Also,
it's
a
matter of just digging into what his particular divisions did and what were the details of those tours, which I don't think that's... I don't know if that's information that a civilian like me can get access to.
Yeah. Additionally, military service kind of red or black pills people about the state of the world. They begin to realize, oh shit, America's probably the best hope we have.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I always get under my skin. You hear these people saying, America's not that free. We don't have legalized weed.
Yeah.
That's one thing that just always gets under my skin. Like, I don't talk about this much, but during the last election, I begrudgingly went for Trump because the libertarians fucked up so badly. They went with their pawhead Gary Johnson again.
Well, I mean, they were going to go for Gary Johnson because Gary Johnson's the only name they can go for.
I know that Jordan Peterson seemed all right because he actually had ideas. And then, let's legalize pot.
Well, Jordan Peterson...
Not Jordan Peterson, but Austin Peterson. Austin Peterson.
Yeah.
Because he was on Crowder a few times, and he actually had some ideas that made sense.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's... We have Trump now, and things are fucking great.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that really pisses all these people off about Trump, is he's actually kept a lot of his promises. He said he was going to do something, he's actually doing it. And a lot of these establishment politicians are like, oh shit, people might actually expect me to do something.
Well, I mean, the thing... You know what's sad? I'm gonna. There's gonna be. I don't know when, but I know someday there's going to be a conservative backlash that'll veer us so far right that I may lose my fucking right to marry
Mm-hmm.
and all associated rights. And the reason for it will not be
Uh,
propaganda or Russian interference or Trump or any of this other nonsense. It'll be because the left wouldn't fucking stop. And I
it
think
was,
this is where I kind of want to just close things down now.
yeah,
It's getting late and I'm getting tired. But the
yeah.
left would not fucking stop.
They won't shut up. They kept pushing the bullshit of Susie has two mommies. When here's the thing, normie people, the people that don't really care, those bunch of like far right or far left people, the ones in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
they're just get tired of hearing about it. It makes them a little go more to the right because they're like, for fuck's sake, I don't care. She has two mommies. Shut
Yeah.
up.
Oh, I know.
Shut up, Riley Dennis. No one cares.
Oh, I know. And
And
I've
it's
been saying this ever since, I saw the screen that said, "Oh, LGBT marriage is legalized now. Great. We can stop and do more important things."
mm-hmm.
But no. No, we didn't. We didn't fucking stop, Fenris. Continued. They got worse. They got louder. They got more obnoxious, and for no good fucking reason. They're starting to fucking hate them again because they wouldn't fucking stop. They wouldn't stop trying to push this. Instead of stopping altogether, they're trying to push this on your fucking kids. They're trying to push drag kids. They're trying to push tranny kids. They're
Oh,
trying to push the idea that kids can be somehow
that's the thing.
of
Like
a
Owen
sexuality
Benjamin, he
when they
got
aren't
banned.
even developed enough to have a sexuality.
Like Owen Benjamin, he got banned from Twitter because, oh, he lost his agent, I should say, because he got arguing with someone. Because
And got banned from Twitter because he didn't like the idea that, let's put little Susie through fucking gender years of whatever the hell they fucking call it, gender bend
HRT,
therapy,
because she's going through a phase.
because she liked her hair short. Now we gotta call her a Billy and cut her breasts off and put her with so much tea that she ends up growing a little clit dick in between her flaps.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus fucking Christ! We wouldn't stop, wouldn't fucking stop, and they
And now
kept
they're pushing for
fucking going.
pedophile rights.
Yeah.
And most of us, we didn't give a fuck about the furries until, oh no, we heard that they're mutilating puppies, raping them, cutting out their tail, fucking the dog's ass with the tail.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
God
Or the
damn,
ants.
that shit
Don't
makes me
forget.
so angry. I know a furry on one of the discords I'm on. I'm going after him hard now
Mm-hmm.
because he thinks this shit's acceptable. He doesn't think it's acceptable when he makes excuses for that fucker Caro. Like, God damn it. You should be
Oh, I know.
disavowing this shit. You should be pissed off
Oh,
because these motherfuckers
they.
represent you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's a matter of representation. When you have these fucking queers who are always wondering, well, why does everybody think of us as these flamboyant, extravagant homosexuals? We aren't that flaming. We aren't all that flaming. No, yes, you are. Most of you are. Enough of you are that people see us as nothing but flaming fucking faggots.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. And that's the reason we've got these stereotypes about fucking black people. When you have a population that is less than 13% of the total population, doing up the crime rate to over 50%, guess what people are going to start thinking of you? Guess how
Mm-hmm.
people are going to start seeing you? No amount of leftist propaganda is going to fucking reverse that because the facts are fucking there. If you want people to see you better, be better, represent yourself better, work to fix your community and your group, because I will agree with the leftists on one thing. There is a level of, collectivism that we do need to address in terms of our identity. But at the same time, we cannot let that supersede our identity, or else it's just going to turn into what we're seeing today.
I know, that's the
I'm
shit that
just so
pisses me off
sick of this
because
shit.
they're just like those really bad redneck stereotypes that always get brought up as representation of the right, where they
Mm-hmm.
call Because like,
when in reality, most rednecks are just bisexuals who drink a lot, which I am perfectly fine with.
I know, and a lot of it's just like you need to give them time to get used to the idea of gay people. Don't shove it down their throats because it's going to make them hate them more.
Oh, I know. And I thought, when we got our right to marry, we could be like, okay, let's just live our lives now. Let's get
Mhm.
married with who we want to get married and just end it all. But the problem is, people made a career off this shit. People made a
Well, it's
living,
just like this fucking Southern Power Law Center and
or the
Anti-Defamation League.
NAACP,
They
or
gotta make
the
money off of so-called racism because if racism goes away, they don't got any shekels anymore.
the
So they
devil.
got.
There's a saying by Antoine LaVey in the Satanic Bible: "The devil is what keeps the church in business.
Mm-hmm.
Without the devil, the church has no reason to fucking exist." And
Uh-huh.
so, devils have to be exist, or devils have to
So the
exist.
Southern Party Law Center was an Anti-Defamation League. They say Kekistan is a hate movement.
Oh,
Well,
I
have you
know.
seen the people that make up Kekistan, the cringy meme group? You
Yes,
got
it's
black,
nothing but
Hispanic,
filthy. It's nothing but filthy bisexuals. That
filthy
is all Kekistan
bisexuals.
is.
You got black, white, Asian, Hispanic. That's got to be the
Yeah.
most multicultural hate group I ever did see.
Like you
But
got quite a few trannies there too, I think.
who are we
At
kidding? We
least a
live in a
trap.
world that thinks that a gay guy that takes black dick, who's got a Jewish mother, is a neo-Nazi,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, I
the
know.
good one from the north gets called a white supremacist when he's. That just makes me think about Canadian white supremacists. I'm awfully
Because he
sorry
don't
to.
sound black enough.
I know. We're
He
awfully
don't
sorry to
he
say
ain't
this to you.
asking he ain't asking questions. He's asking questions.
I know that there's no place for Malcolm in the black community because he actually pronounces words right.
Yeah.
He enunciates.
It's
I remember when
it's
that happened. I started making jokes about to him about like Canadian white supremacists because stereotypes Canadians are so polite. Like we're awfully sorry to say this to you, Jerome, but we're going to ask you to leave the neighborhood, or we're going to send you a strongly worded letter.
we're going to send you a strongly worded letter, along with a basket of chocolate covered blueberries and some jerky and maybe some salmon pate because we
No chocolate covered strawberries
don't
because
like it.
chocolate covered strawberries are only for white people.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
I
It
know.
always gets worse before it gets better.
I'm at the
And
point. It's like I said. I used to be like this really tolerant person. I was that because I did this tweet last night. Maybe like 5 years ago. We need to respect women. Women are queens. Me now.
yeah,
If she breathes, she's a thought.
hmm and look, I won't blame if homophobia, like legitimate homophobia, becomes mainstream again. I'm not gonna complain. I'm really
No.
not. I'm just gonna sit back, laugh, and say, "I told you so,"
Mm-hmm.
because that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see it happen again. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back into the mainstream, and once again, we'll have to fight tooth and nail just to get the right to marry again.
Yeah. It's just
Because we didn't learn a damn
well.
thing from winning.
I
And
think I
that's the
told
thing.
C.S. Radical this that I always thought that they should have given gay people the right to marry,
Mm-hmm.
but withhold the right to divorce.
Ooh, that's
You want to get married, you gotta make it work. You make sure they're the one.
needs to be a general rule.
Take away their right to divorce, because see where I changed on the gay marriage question. It was when Kim Kardashian married that basketball player. And she couldn't make it last even a month because
Yeah,
he said something about her staying that no one's going to care about who she is in 10 years or something like that.
yeah. No,
And
I agree completely.
so she decided to end things with him and keep all this stuff like. And I was just like, okay, I see why we should let gay people get married because we let these stupid celebrities get married on a whim all the time.
Nah, marriage needs to be permanent forever onward now. We just need across the
Well,
fucking board. Gay, straight, bi, tranny,
well,
normal.
it used to be
No,
permanent until King Henry VIII kept divorcing every wife of his because,
they wouldn't be able to provide for him. Yeah,
well, he couldn't give
a
him
child.
yeah, he wanted a male child. And he didn't realize it. I think it's more a him problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it genetically it was a him problem, but yeah, no, it's I don't know. I hate where things are going, but I also love where things are going at the same
Well,
time.
last night I was watching Tucker, and I guess the viewer was saying, some bitch on the view was saying, you don't need evidence. You don't even need due process for these men. They just say that they raped you. Like, oh, you fucking whores.
They're not even hiding it anymore, though. Isn't
I
that
know.
beautiful? They're not even hiding it.
Oh,
They're out with it now, and that's the funniest thing, because they've always been hiding, these ulterior motives that the conservatives always claim that they had. They're like, oh no, abortion's just a last resort thing. Oh no, this is just a last resort. Oh, it's not going to go past this, I promise. Now, oh, we're gonna accuse you of rape, and we don't need evidence because
oh,
we're women.
that's another
Oh,
thing. Like
we're
Hillary was bitching about the Merrick Garland thing. All we did is
Mhm.
deny him the right to a hearing about becoming a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
They made out like Kavanaugh's this horrible serial killer and a rapist. They made him out to be Jack the fucking Ripper.
It's literal slander. I don't see how it can be anything other than libel and slander. I really don't.
They ruined
How
this
can it be
man's
anything other
life
than
on a
libel and
bunch of
slander?
lies. You hear Dr. Ford talking, and like, I don't believe this slept for 1 minute. And then you see what
Oh,
she
I know.
looked like, and like, no one's going to sexually assault that. You,
Yeah,
the sexually
I
assault, you don't
wouldn't.
actually have to get your PP has to get hard in the first place. Are
I've
you?
said this before, and I'll say this again. Judge Kavanaugh should have gone to her fucking face and said, "Bitch, I wouldn't even rape you. I wouldn't rape you now. I wouldn't rape you then. I wouldn't rape you ever. Have you seen your ugly mug? I don't even want to know what that fucking pussy looks like with that kind of face gracing your fucking ass. Like, Jesus Christ."
And then you
And
find
what
out that she committed credit card fraud on one of her ex-boyfriends.
credit card fraud? She knows how to lie in a polygraph test. It's complete
Well, then there's
bullshit.
that whole up talking thing. Like Nicole Arbor was on Wild Crowder that day, and she said that's the voice we use when we're trying to get stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they say that women have no power over men. Bullshit. 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 I've said this time and time again. I envy women for their power over men. I envy that. I
And this
envy the fact that they
and
all
this
they have to do is act cute, and a guy is fucking pudding in their arms.
well, it's like I don't know if you saw this video today from Wild Goose of this guy doing a stupid Fortnite dance behind this woman. She just turns around and punches him. And lo and behold, in the comments, you got some white knight faggot saying, "Well, he was making her uncomfortable." Dude, she's not gonna suck your dick. Let it go.
Yeah, I know. I know.
This
It's
is the
just
shit that makes me hate women because they can punch men. And I was telling my mom at supper that this bitch hit me because I'm not the type of person that likes to be touched. If she hit
mm-hmm,
me, I would palm her head and slammed her head against the wall and said, I
mm-hmm.
do not fucking touch me. Because
Well, I mean, it's
that's gonna
equal
happen.
rights,
That's
right?
gonna that's gonna happen more and more because there are those men out there who do not like being touched. And
Mm-hmm.
this one of these bitches is gonna hit the wrong guy. He's gonna body slam her and say, don't fucking touch me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
And they will finally have equal rights. Because all it's going to take is some guy saying, if they want to be equals, they're going to learn that they hit us, we're going to hit back, and we're going to make them uncomfortable in a different way. Ugh.
On an equality, you're going to have to adjust to the pros along with the cons. You
And
take the cons with the pros.
that's the reason why I like Index, because the main character punches women.
Okay, I might have to actually watch that show.
Yeah, because half the
Yeah.
time, the people he's punching are women.
Okay, well, I'm definitely watching that
He's
show.
punching them
Holy
in the
shit.
jaw, too. He's like, he tells them that they're not living their life correctly, and he sucks them in the jaw.
Ooh, oh, damn. Okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah, fuck, damn. Okay, I've got that down. Shit.
Now you understand.
Yeah, no, now I understand. I get it.
Well,
I see the light in that. Now we just got to get you to see the light on fucking JoJo. But like I said, I will wait until next year. I will
yeah,
wait until next season.
yeah. Additionally, there's also Buso's no Armed Girls Machiavellianism. I'm not going to say the Japanese name because I can actually pronounce it in English. Basically, it's a former all-girls school went co-ed. They let these delinquent boys in. They go and basically make these guys gay. They're like Okama for the acting like women. And then he
Oh
got the,
God.
and you got the like the most alpha male that could ever walk into the school. He just starts being a crap out of these girls that they call the Five Swords, who are like the most powerful girls in the school.
Jesus.
And
Okay.
they basically start falling in love with him because he's actually a man, a
Yeah.
man that they can't break.
All right.
Yeah,
Looks
let's
like it's
end this
time.
because we could probably go on for another 3 hours just bitching about women.
Uh,
Women. Al Bundy was right about them. Okay. So thanks for tuning in. If you were stupid enough to watch this because we didn't have any followers or viewers tonight. And good night.